That's right, y'all. You hear that music? So that means you know what time it is. I hope you got your full set of scuba gear ready. Cause we about to go deep. Deep dives, that is. I'm gonna get you in that water safely. That's why I'm the splash specialist. And he gonna make sure all your scuba gear is on right and everything is working perfectly fine and dandy. That's why he is the dive instructor.
Indeed.
And I swear if I see one flotation device up in this bitch, you getting thrown the fuck out. Because you cannot go deep with a flotation device.
No, you cannot.
The purpose.
The whole purpose.
You know what I'm saying? Because here in this deep dive dialogue, we don't demonstrate, bitch, we penetrate.
Deeply.
Ha-ha! Shout out to old man Ali.
Yeah.
Old Painless, a.k.a. Aubrey Valentino, a.k.a. Rico DeBarge. Yeah, I took it back. Motherfuckers. Ha ha ha.
They'll never
Shout
be.
out to my man Eddie P, a.k.a. ED 2020, a.k.a. I only had one beer today. You went back on that one too. You did. Yes, sir. And the rest of the Schwebel Room Squadron. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, we gonna bring this diving shit to you. Let's go. What's poppin', player?
Hey.
What's going on with it, man?
Man, you know, slow motion's better than no motion, especially in the ocean.
Who you talking about? Because, I mean, you see what that water can do. It can crush.
Well.
All that stuff. I mean, that's some wild shit. But, I mean, hey, tragic loss. Sorry for all that didn't happen and all went through. But, I mean, shoot. It happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, I mean, hey. To quote the late, great Prodigy from Mobb Deep, it's a war going on outside no man is safe from. And I mean, speaking of Prodigy, I mean, shoot, you know that this past Monday marked, 6 years that the brother been gone? I'm saying it was on the 20th of 2017, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, so can rest in power to that brother, man. He will be forever missed, you know what I'm saying? But for sure, man. But you know what I'm saying? Speaking of wars that ain't no man safe from, they trying to prepare for that shit. Cause I mean, shoot, what? 5 cities they was mobilizing? All types of tanks and helicopters and all that shit.
Man.
In spots you really wouldn't see that, well, except for one, because I mean, we got a theory on it, but we're gonna get on that a little bit later on in the pod. But yeah, man, I mean, shoot,
yeah, man,
at least 5 states that we didn't see mobilization of military equipment.
Facts.
So I mean, what was it like? Idaho.
Yeah, that's one. Idaho Falls.
What else? I know Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Was one of them. Florida, right?
Yeah. Florida.
And
Texas, I want to say.
Cali.
Cali for sure.
And what was another one? It was another one, right?
I think it was Texas.
I think.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, bro.
Heavy stuff passing through, going on. You know,
this is like all at once.
Right. Apparently.
Allegedly, because I mean, because some of these statements were saying that it was a hoax. So you see in military planes and tanks as a hoax. Oh, okay. If you say so.
You say so. If you say so, exactly. Texas. Yeah, okay, that was the vice president was rolling through there.
Yeah, I don't think it was no military presence on that one.
No, I think it was heavy police. But
and that's a normal day around here, bro. But I mean, again, it's Texas.
in multiple U.S. cities. My bad about the volume there. Hold on, let's see.
It's all good.
You can see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Yeah, several military tanks were spotted across multiple U.S. cities on June 17th, 6/17/23.
Just on that day.
Wow. Yeah. Military tanks spotted in multiple U.S. cities. Choppers in California. Twitter users confused. Let's see.
Now that wasn't like a special, a special day, was it? I mean, I'm just asking.
That's a good question. That's something I have to dig into. I should have probably dug in before tonight, but let's see. June 16th, 1971, Mama gave birth to a hell-raising heavenly son. Oh, Tupac. Yeah. Rest in peace, Tupac.
Word.
Birth date just passed here. My birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, partner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, that just went on this.
I mean, shoot. But speaking of like legendary birthdays, if I'm not mistaken, either the day before or the day after, the legendary O'Shea Jackson, aka Ice Cube, was born. So I think his was June 15th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
6/15. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Gemini's rising.
I mean, you got a lot of dope artists who were Geminis. If I'm not mistaken, Andre 3 Stacks is a Gemini.
3 Stacks.
I mean, he was a Gemini. So
just had a birthday not too long ago here. Yeah.
Word.
Absolutely.
Word. So yeah.
Let's dig a little further in on this. What are you going to say? Let's see.
No, I wasn't going to say nothing, but I mean, yeah, let's go a little deeper into this.
Let's see.
Because I mean, for all this to be happening on one specific day, might be a little bit more than coincidental.
Might just be, Might just be. Now, those are definitely tanks. I don't know how well the audience or you can see.
Nah, you can see the tank, bro.
That
ain't no limit prop. That's a real tank.
Yeah, there was a video I saw earlier today. A guy was showing some of the vehicles in California. They had rubber tires, so they were artillery vehicles. But nonetheless, these were artillery vehicles with land to air, I think they call it,
Mm-hmm.
capabilities to
Mm-hmm.
launch, rockets or missiles. Um, but this is in Idaho Falls, Larkspur.
Hmm.
See, tanks now seen on the ground. Somebody misspelled on, but it's okay.
I mean that right there. That's not dropping off. That's not dropping off no second grain to no famished children, my brother. That's
Mm, no, no, that's not what's happening there.
so. I mean, bruh, yeah, that's that's something else, and that clearly is not a hoax because you've seen children scattering out the way. Like, what the hell's going on
Right.
here? So that
Facts.
wasn't. That's not a hoax, B. It's not a hoax.
Nah, no, that's
So I mean, what what's your theories? What's your thoughts on this?
mm, man. Listen, it's hard to say. It's hard to say with everything going on in the world. I mean, you have constant murmurings of China, uh, Russia. The conflict with Ukraine and Russia is escalating. There was an assault on Moscow a few days back. Um, China, there's murmurings of them threatening to attack Taiwan still, uh, becoming more and more vocal about it. And someone I was talking to gave me a different perspective. They said, "What if this is a deterrent? Maybe there's a threat that we are not being made aware of that would cause mass panic, and these uh, mobilizations being so visible are for the purpose of deterring any type of attack or threat that might be brewing, already pre-planned. You know, uh, I don't know. It and the whole hoax thing. It puts me in the mind of. Are you familiar with the Battle of Los Angeles? 19.
No. Uh-uh.
Well, we might have to touch on that a little bit. Let's see. Uh, yeah, Battle of Los Angeles, 1942. These UFOs, unidentified flying objects, or what do they call them now? Unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. Excuse me. See if I can get this to come up. I know what's been scrubbed. Dealing with the. Huh, let's see. It was just there. Let's see. There we go. So on the evening of February 24th, 1942, an anti-aircraft barrage of more than 1,440 rounds was launched at what was initially thought to be a Japanese aerial attack on the city of Los Angeles. 5 civilians died, three from traffic accidents spawned by the chaos, and two from heart attacks. Um, they tried to disclaim this as, or discredit this as some type of hot air balloon with some type of reflectionary properties. Uh, Clearly, thousands of people saw what they saw. And you know, this is not something that is uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, we don't necessarily want to know everything that's going on because, like, mass panic is a thing. You know, hysteria, people go into a state of panic when they believe, you know, things are coming to a head or world's coming to an end or it's their opportunity to act the freaking fool, you know?
They just need one. They just need one big deneuralizer.
Mm, deneuralizer. Hmm. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, they have deneuralizers. They
Yeah,
just are other things. They're not really called deneuralizers.
sure.
They're called distractions.
Distraction. Now, this is all not trying to copy anyone's work, but this is one of the videos. This, this is a video from YouTube. Uh, this is not our property. This is not our content, but we're just going to react to what we see and hear here.
Massive buzz about military tanks, aircraft swarming different cities in the US right now. Tons of people worried what's going on now. Is it really true? In Idaho, lines of tanks on the road. Military aircraft in Florida? Yes. Techie military aircraft hovering over neighborhoods in California? Happening. Pictures, video of that. The big question is something going on? Is this something for you to be worrying about? I'm going to get you all the information that you need to know about this that's out there right now, coming right up. If you guys are brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and we go over news awareness, stuff you should know about. If you happen to find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So it's true, and there's a lot of buzz and hype about this. Military in several states of the U.S. right now, with media buzz stating tanks, military recorded traveling throughout several U.S. cities, military helicopters in California, Idaho, Philadelphia, Florida. Breaking news today, tank group on the highway in Idaho Falls. Let's show you some clips of what's going on in each of these locations, and then I'm going to give you both sides of the situation here. A lot of people out there reporting a one-sided speculation on this and not giving you both sides of the story so you can determine what you think's going on. And as we go over this, we've got a lot of subscribers out there, a lot, and a lot of people are active in the comments down below. Please let us know what you're seeing in your areas and what you think is going on. Lots of discussion should happen about this topic because there's a lot of things that aren't being said, a lot of unreported sightings and dealings revolving this. Definitely should make for a good discussion. So first of all, the two biggest buzzes right now, one is Idaho Falls, several tanks being spotted going down the highway. So there you can see it going down the road, huge tank, lots of people driving by these tanks. You can see it's manned, lots of folks. Look, there's a guy spraying in his field on his four-wheeler. Tons of tanks in a row, in a line, and then there's a bunch of pedestrians doing video of it. Idaho Falls, I believe that was on Saturday. Very fresh, very new. Everybody's questioning it, wondering what the heck's going on. The next really big buzz is in Larkspur, California. A lot of people reporting about these crazy-looking Osprey military aircrafts hovering right over neighborhoods where kids are playing in the streets. Some say are frightened because they've never even seen an aircraft like this. Let's take a quick look at a video that was posted on Twitter. So here you can see lots of neighborhood kids hanging out, running from this thing, not knowing what the heck's going on. Here's another one coming down a very populated neighborhood type street, hovering right above. I personally have never seen one of these things in real life. So these things are fairly new. I'm not sure. Let me know if these things are normal to you guys, but this is definitely some advanced looking military aircraft to me. I'm aware of them, never seen them in person. I can't imagine what it would be like to see them in person. It'd be pretty crazy. But look at that, hovering right over houses, right over people. And there you can see neighborhood people running from the...
Bruh. What is going on?
Man, so yeah, I mean, you gotta think in Idaho, if you filming tanks going down the street, that's some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not used to seeing that shit, that's some wild shit. And you already know them little kids was probably like, wait a second, Billy. That's too big to be a drone.
Way too big to be.
So, yeah. And then for it to just land where it landed, that's an odd place for it to just land like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and it's not high up in the air. It's not at a very high altitude. It's right, like you said, over top of the neighborhood.
Right.
Just above the tree line.
Right. That ain't no Amazon delivery, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Amazon delivery.
That's the drop. That's the drop squad right there.
Amazon Prime Day ain't for another couple days, bruh. I'm just saying.
Man, and I must concur. Wild stuff, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Wild stuff.
Buddy, so yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to this man, Military on the Move, SHTF Prepping. What's the name of the channel? Riverside Homestead Life. Shout out to that channel. Riverside Homestead Life. We're going to continue to react to this interesting video my man put together here.
These things, probably frightened, a little uncertain about what the heck is going on. If I saw these things
So let's see.
on sidewalks, watching numerous tanks roll through the middle of the city, bizarre. I don't think that this is normal for anybody, seeing the tanks roll right through the middle of the city. And yet again, another military movement.
Now I gotta say, those are not tanks. Those are armored vehicles.
And come on, bro, that's Philly. That shit's normal in Philly, brother. Normal as a motherfucker in Philly. Philly, bruh. Now that's why I was saying that shit ain't fucking rare over there, because let's go back to the 1980s in Philadelphia.
Right, we know what happened there.
Exactly. No need to further discuss that one.
He bombed the whole neighborhood.
That's what I'm saying, and that ain't no alleged. You can go back and check that out. Peace to everybody from the Move movement.
Move.
Shout out to all of them.
Real shout out. Yeah, man. I mean, I was thinking that when you mentioned Philly in the intro, and man, that was crazy.
As a motherfucker.
I mean, we can't forget about Negro Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We can't forget about Lake Lanier.
Right.
You know, I mean, these could have been considered paramilitary or military operations. I mean, the scale of mass murder and theft and just destruction. You know, this ain't nothing new, folks. Ain't nothing new. There's no telling what this is, but this is definitely something we need to pay attention to.
That most people are saying this isn't normal. What's statement everywhere? Again, several tanks spotted, social media on fire. Why are they rolling tanks into the streets of cities? Is something bad about to happen? But here's what they're saying. Summer National Guard training is usually 2 weeks every summer. Sometimes it's a series of 2 weeks exercises. How do you not know this? It happens every year. Hundreds of military vehicles crossing from point A to point B. So this is what some of them are calling the cover up. Like the T Alarm channel on Twitter says, all is well. An undeclared military drill is ongoing in multiple states, including a tank group that was spotted earlier on the highway in Idaho, and a military landing in suburban neighborhoods in Larkspur, California. Now remember, there's always two sides of the story. And I'm going to get to the good part here in a second. Even Forbes just put out an article, viral video hypes fear of military movements in California for absolutely no reason. And I'm telling you, they're working this over pretty hard. Have you seen a video going viral about military movements in California trying to suggest that some type of war against everyday Americans is about to take place? The hype is completely manufactured nonsense, and experts say the kind of military aircraft pictured are normal for any presidential visit, which is something that's happening in Northern California this coming week. They're burning this talk pretty quick. Viral video, which has been shared on Twitter by verified accounts named Derek Rose, includes a sensationalist caption that viewers are witnessing something that's not a drill.
Bruh.
Okay, now wait a minute. They said all this for a presidential visit, right?
Bruh.
So, wait a minute. Wouldn't that apply to the vice president as well?
Yes, it would.
Okay, now the vice president was just in Dallas a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Yeah, wasn't no military presence, bruh.
No.
Especially of that magnitude. Nah, bruh. And then there's video footage of her motorcade going through the city.
Let's take a peek at that. Is that in this chat or the other one? Let's see.
It might be a little bit further down. Or it might.
Let's see. It was the other chat. Let's see. It's right here.
There.
Does that look like military or Secret Service? Looks like Secret Service to me.
It didn't show on there. I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't show nothing.
Oh.
There you go.
That's the Secret Service.
Yeah.
That's Secret Service.
And you don't see nothing in the sky. No, nothing. Nothing like what they were showing in them other videos.
Oh. Not at all. See, that's all front line.
And now I get it that like sometimes you're supposed to have them like on outer perimeters and stuff. But yet and still, the way that presence was and the way that they film and all that, you would have thought that they would have filmed everything else too. So we would have seen some military in perimeters or all of that, but yet none.
Correct.
So, nah, bruh. I'm not believing that one.
Not believing that one either. That was a stretch, a very far conflated.
So that means that. So, with that being said, God forbid that there is something that happens, and you have this printed up saying that there's nothing to fear or worry about. And if something catastrophic does happen, and with this printed saying that there's nothing to worry about, then what? Or even if something does happen, period, and there has to be some type of military strike, or they have to go into some type of action for war or whatever the case may be, then what? Because it's printed in black and white. Hey, it's nothing going on. Then what? You know what I'm saying?
And there'd be obviously no repercussions because I mean obviously the media is just another branch of the federal government that people seem to forget is used for military purposes and was derived from military intelligence from its inception since World War II. You know, so interesting times.
I guess, bro. I
Interesting
guess.
times. I mean, look, we had what the balloon. They said it was from China.
Yeah.
It's always a balloon, right? When it's some type of foreign technology that possibly of Asian origin. You know, I don't want to go too far into it tonight. Maybe we could do a whole episode one day, but Battle of Los Angeles reference. You know, during that time period, um, they saw one craft that was 1 mile by 1 mile, and two others that were a half mile by a mile each. So three crafts over the city of Los Angeles. Over 10,000 people sighted it in one day. They launched. You saw 1,441 artillery rounds, land to air artillery, 12 and 14-pound artillery, and didn't even make a dent in whatever the hell they were. Um, you know, during that same time period, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was called in for questioning by the president.
Mm.
And when asked, what does the president of the United States have to do with a son of a poor rural farmer from Georgia? He said, we have these drawings that you had done and given out to your followers 10 years ago, and these exact specs drawn on these exact crafts. Do you know who's piloting them? Do you know where they're from? And he told him the Nipponese Islands. And he said, what Nipponese Islands? We have all of those mapped out. He said, no, you don't.
Mm.
There's ones that rise and fall with the tide and the changing of the moon. And they go underwater and then they come back above the surface of the water. And he gave him this whole explanation. But he told him, you know, what do I steal? What do you have to do with a poor rural son of a rural farmer, you know, humbly speaking, you know, and he asked him who was piloting the planes, and he said, "You call him God, we call him Allah."
Mm.
That was his answer, and he
Mm.
said, "Well, what's the defense for them?" And he said, "There is no defense for him." So I'm not saying it's that per se, but you know, this is the time where a lot of information is starting to surface. A lot of information, you know me, man. We go way back, so you know I was digging deep
Oh, of course.
back in our party days. You know what I'm saying? I might have been partying 3 nights a week, but the other 4 I was held up in my room studying, meditating, reading something, you know, learning something. And um, you know, when you look at the commonality of the discussion about the Anunnaki, right? Genetics, alteration, evolution, you know, mRNA, RNA, DNA, you know, sightings of thunderings behind the clouds, lightning behind that thundering behind the clouds, second sets of celestial bodies appearing. Obviously, there is something that they don't want us to become fully aware
Of course.
of. There's other nations that are further in the know, and more outspoken and more open, even with their forms of government being more restrictive of speech and of what can be displayed or discussed, you know, shared, etc. It kind of calls into question the authenticity of the concern to protect uh, the citizens, put it this way, in a way that is truly real. And you know, maybe these are drills. I don't think so. I mean, they have entire locations throughout the country, not just this country, but in this country alone, there are several cities that were abandoned, towns that were what they call ghost towns, where they've set up simulation type towns where they can run urban warfare and guerrilla warfare tactics. So why in broad daylight?
Right.
Fuck
Right. Right.
and Osby, what was he called? It Osprey helicopters hovering over suburban neighborhoods in California.
Yeah, but this could be the distraction that they want us to talk about too.
And then stealth bombers in broad daylight.
Man, shit, that wasn't nothing but Lil Wayne trying to distract motherfuckers and be incognito going to club live, nigga. That's all that shit was.
Incognito.
Basically.
My ninja.
Basically. That's what that was. He was trying to stun on baby to see who can get to live the livest. That's all that shit was.
You sure it wasn't Rose?
Well,
not the real Rose. Rose the rapper.
Nah, that was Wayne, because Rose be up in he be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, he got that whole county in his backyard in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Besides, he's too busy advertising for that pool party. I still want my invitation.
He's doing his
shoot.
He's doing his Mike Jack. He's doing his Mike Jack routine. Buying counties.
Basically.
Michael Jackson had 3/4 of Santa Barbara County sewn up.
Right.
Why they had to have his trial in LA County.
Right. For sure.
Man.
For sure. But that real talk shit. The motherfucker out the military pulling an old Beyonce. They getting in the formation.
That was slick.
Real shit.
Real shit. Talk. Yeah.
They talked all that shit about her, but they doing what she said to do.
Man, listen.
Shout out to B.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Shout out. Let's talk about it. Shit. How do we segue from this? Where we going from here?
Well, shit. The thing about it is they are now war, getting into that formation. Shoot, I'm just saying. When you get into war, on the flip side of a war, how do wars get started? Well, not just a war, but a war gets started basically when you have a conflict of land, property, money, religion. It could be racism or something like that. Some type of dispute over that. But that's just like a country war, like a real war. But how do street wars get started? Basically, somebody violating somebody else. There has to be some kind of disrespect. Like some real shit, you know what I'm saying? Like some real disrespect. Like you slap a motherfucker in the face, or you know what I'm saying? A dude violating a female, like on some, you know what I'm saying? Like some motherfucking on some of that wood type shit when Roland and Slim bet Mike to grab Alicia booty when they was on recess, you know what I'm saying?
Snap. He went there.
But that was a violation. No, that's a perfect example of a violation. Because that's what he did. And what did she do? She slapped him in his face. And what did she say? I'm going to get my big brother Stacy on you. You know what I'm saying?
She sure did. Sure did.
That was the good reason to get her big brother Stacy, because he violated her.
Where was that one clip?
You just passed it.
Is that the one where the sister was talking about people running their mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it? Right here?
No,
that's.
I don't think so. It was the chick with that one right there.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Uh-oh. We might have to run it back again.
You never tell the truth that has been 1,000 shootings and homicides trickle back down to you running your fucking mouth or you calling somebody and exaggerating because you feel disrespected. Stop calling people. You can argue with somebody on the block that said, leave it there. You call your brother, now these niggas going through it the whole summer. And then somebody child die about it. That's your fault. That's your fault. You can't sit back and say it's not your fault because they went too far. You shouldn't have called them.
That's some real shit. Now, what I just spoke on was some real shit, some real violation. Now, let's get into it on some you doing all what homegirl just said just because you in your feelings.
Talk about it.
Now, let's say that you was with a dude or something like that, or you, like you said, you felt disrespected. But there probably was no disrespect. You just was in your feelings about something. I mean, this could be a callback from the last week's episode where you might have been told something that you didn't want to hear, but maybe you needed to hear it or something and you just didn't like it. And it wasn't something that was bad. It was just something that was the truth, maybe. You know what I'm saying? The truth that probably could have helped you out and helped you elevate in your life on your journey to getting something better than what you already have or what you're on. And you just didn't like what you heard. And you took it as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to call your brother, your cousin, somebody else who you feel, oh, we're about to go handle this and take care of somebody. And instead of them thinking rational about it, they on some, oh, well, what's happening then? Let's go handle this. And okay, they go try to handle it. But little do they know, whoever they want to go handle was also about that action. And now
that action, boss.
We got something real going on here. And now it's on that level of you take one of mine, I take one of yours. And it keeps escalating and keeps escalating. And let's just say that maybe in the crossfire or something like this, that maybe an innocent child gets hit. Or it could just be on some bull. That, oh, let's take it back to the Get Rich or Die Trying album. That 150 Cent verse said, I'm gonna go find your mama and have you look for me.
That's what he said.
So, but now over what? Because you felt disrespected. You were not disrespected, but you felt it. So just because you felt it, now all this done happened. And for what? Now you gotta live with that. But you ain't gonna say nothing because
you know that touches on something that I learned about working in teen behavioral facilities, right? They have what they call IEPs. Some places call them burps. It's basically a sheet that explains their triggers, their mental, mental triggers, their traumas, etc. And there was one particular classification that I always hated to hear, but it's a thing. It's really a thing. They call it intellectual deficit. And there's so many people. I'm gonna just say one group of people or ethnic group that suffer from this particular disconnect, and that disconnect is rooted in a lack of the ability to contextualize forms of speech, conversation. It's like you remember growing up and you say something and use too big of a word to compliment somebody. They're like, "Oh, nigga, what you trying to be funny?"
That part.
Wasn't, but it's kind of odd that you don't really understand what I'm saying is a positive thing. But now, homie want to fight. Homie want to cut something, shoot something. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes there's no words in their mind that's going to get you out of the scenario that you didn't even know you were going to find yourself in by offering a compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
All because they felt insulted that they didn't know what that word meant.
mhm.
When all he could have said was, "Well, what you mean by that?"
Yeah. What
But
exactly are you trying to say?
too macho to recognize that, hey, bro, I'm human. I'm not going to know everything.
Yep. Facts. Man,
It's that culture, man. It's that culture.
you brought up 50 Cent, you know, another song off that project. I think it was called The Heat. I think it's called The Heat, right? He says, beef, if
Mm-hmm.
it's beef, pocket, then dump it. The drama really.
That's the song. That's the song. Because he said that verse right. He said that line right before the hook came.
Yeah.
That's right before the hook. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the same song.
It is summertime is the killing season. That's hot out this bitch. That's a good enough reason.
Yeah. He
That's
said, "I do
against
what I gotta do."
religious when they start bleeding, saying,
Mm-hmm.
Lord Jesus, help me when the air is leaving.
Yeah. I do what I gotta do. I don't care if I get caught. The DA can play this motherfucking tape
Motherfuckers
and call. I kill
kill
you.
you.
I don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
50. Because I was
Yeah,
matter of
man.
fact, I just finished his audio book for the second time, that Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. And yo, he be dropping some bars in that. Seriously. Like
Yeah.
his
He's brilliant.
his growth has like skyrocketed, and the brother was always real smart and strategic,
Always.
even back then. It's just that people didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't see it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But like that mentality, like you have to get out of that mentality, dude. Because it's like, seriously, especially like I said, like uh a person of maturity, of rational thinking, in that same situation, just like Homegirl said, it wouldn't have done no shit like that.
Right.
Just because you feel disrespected. Now, if you was a rational thinking person
Yeah.
in that same situation, you probably wouldn't have even felt disrespected, because you have to have enough self-respect
There you
to
go.
realize what it is. And I just seen an Instagram post that said, like, your self-respect, your respect for yourself will determine like how you deal with any type of further situation.
Facts.
And that's so true. You know what I'm saying? Like, the respect you have for yourself will allow how you even react to something like that.
So true. So true. Oh man. Help the children. Help the children, y'all. Listen, it's a tough. I know it's a tough challenge, but we owe it to ourselves, man. But without
Yeah,
them, there's no future. You know,
exactly.
we can't continue to go on this immature route.
Exactly. Exactly. Can't
Ah,
feel. It's
man.
crazy, bro.
Talking about brilliance and wealth. This was an interesting little snippet. Did you get to check this out?
Yeah, I did. Bars.
This is crazy to me, but it makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Um, where's the Am I missing the volume? What did I do? Oh, unmute. There we are.
The millionaires, my nigga. So because your lifestyle is so expensive and your expenses are so high, like you might be a multimillionaire, but you got a $27,000 a month mortgage. Yep. You got 6 cars. That number's disturbing. No, that's real talk. That's Joe. Real, bro. So that's the meat and potatoes. Yeah. So I always said, I was saying I created, and I said, poor people live check to check, rich people live year to year. Wealthy people live generation to generation. That's true. And people always think that the poor people part means lack of income. I know a bunch of people on paper, they millionaires, but they poor. But they live in, they need a 5-day challenge. They need this to work. Because if the minute that stops, yo, it's bad. 70% of the millionaires in the United States gotta keep working. They gotta work. They gotta keep working. Wait, 70% of what? The millionaires. Yeah, they gotta keep working. Are living check to check. Yeah. The millionaires, my nigga. So because your lifestyle is so expensive and your expenses are so high, like you might be a multimillionaire, but you got a $27,000 a month mortgage.
Bruh. Where they do that at?
America.
Thank you.
And it's honestly, that's why I said it's bars, because that's just status, bruh. People doing, to me, this is my personal opinion, people doing that for status. Now, with inflation and wherever that you may live in the country, now I get it. Like if you have, like, if you want to live in a nice house or something, then yeah, you're gonna have a decent mortgage. But in the same sense, do you need 6 cars? You got one ass.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need 6 cars?
Man, listen. Who was it? Charles Barkley said when he came in the league, I think he said it was 6 cars that he had, 6 or 7. And Dr. J checked him. He said, "Yes, listen, young fella." He said, "How many cars you got?" He said 6 or 7, whichever one. He said, "How many can you drive at one time?"
That's what I'm talking about.
He said, "Huh? How many can you drive at one time?" And he said, "Listen, man," he said, "this money is good right now, but he said, eventually your body is not going to be able to sustain this type of work, professional sports." He said, "That money's going to have to last you the rest of your life."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You can do what you want to do with what you receive, what you earn." But he said, "But if you can only drive one at a time," he was like, "you need to sell the rest of them cars, maybe get one other, you know what I'm saying, and just live, you know what I'm saying, live live the lifestyle, but you don't have to go to that extreme, you know what I'm saying?" Right. And that's what changed his trajectory and his mindset, about his money and what he was doing with it, and things like that. And man, you can have billions of dollars and be completely miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that you might be able to sustain or maintain somewhat, if you know how to use that money and you have connections along with that, is your health, sustaining your health. Because I tell you what, without a good quality of life, none of that stuff matters.
Right on.
And quality of life doesn't mean like how many cars is in your driveway, how many houses you can fly out to. It's what's your peace, where your peace of mind lies, where your your true heart and true soul, is connected, in what you're doing and in who's around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And man, it's just sad, to be a millionaire and be check to check.
That part. Now, I mean, now, like if cars or something is your passion, then okay, then that could be different. But in the same sense, like, what are you doing with these vehicles? You know what I'm saying?
If that's the case,
If you make it to where these cars are paying for themselves, or you can make it to where like the cars are free or whatever, then that's different. But
that's where I was about to go. Buy a dealer,
yeah,
get a dealer's license. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. If you can make it to where like having that many cars is actually beneficial to you, then okay, then that's different. But again, if you just if you just had these cars just to say I have these cars in my driveway and for status, because you also have to think that once you drive a car off the lot, it depreciates
Immediately.
You know what I'm saying? And then you figuring too, just like technology, you're gonna want the new model that comes out. So
Facts.
you know what I'm saying?
You remember that kid's book? If you give a mouse a muffin, he's gonna want some milk to go with it.
Yeah.
Right. We gotta stop thinking like the mouse.
Yeah. Indeed. Because I mean, and I want to say either I was watching or I was reading somewhere where they were saying like as far as like when you do have like millions and you have like everything you want,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like then you still want more. You're never satisfied. Matter of fact, it was in 50's book. Like the more you have, the more you get, the more you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like that's another reason why it's like, well, it's for status, because you look at some of these other millionaires who you wouldn't know are millionaires. Dudes that dress like if you pass them in the street, you just keep going because you wouldn't know that they had money. Dudes, they might have a nice vehicle, but I mean, it's nothing like, oh snap, that's a millionaire's vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not on some like they got the new Cullinan or nothing like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like they may have like a nice watch, but or like a real expensive watch, but then again with those sometimes those increase in value, and those are the type of pieces that you kind of have to be a watch connoisseur to know what kind of watch it is. So it could look like a cheap watch, but that watch might have cost about a good $1 million, but in the next couple of years, that watch is going to be worth $10 million. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they know how to buy stuff that adds value in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they're not millionaires just for the status of being a millionaire.
No. And then, of
that's
course,
the whole difference.
Of course, the millionaire, eventually wants to be a billionaire, and the billionaire eventually wants to be a trillionaire. And even though they claim they don't exist, we know better. I mean, you got sultans that own whole oil reserves and gold mines, and I mean, this stuff is just what do we call it? It's speculative. We speculate on what another man really has anyway, and if he's people poor, none of that stuff matters anyway. You got the wrong people around, liabilities instead of assets.
That part. I mean, it's too many people that are just trying to one up the next person.
Yeah. Facts.
And on top of that, I mean, shoot, you gotta think we come from the culture of it's never been cool to count another man's pockets.
Right.
Why are we pocket watching?
Facts.
Worry about what's on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
Finish your meal.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
What you eat don't make me shit.
That part. When you got to worry about what another man's doing, then you've already lost focus of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Indeed.
That's the whole. And when you lose your focus, then I mean, it's basically a wrap, dude. If you didn't lost focus of what you're supposed to be doing, then you're not doing what you're supposed to. I mean, that's basically the gist of it right there. You know what I'm saying? If you lose focus on that, then your focus is the whole point. Focusing on what you're supposed to be doing is the whole point of it. That's why you got to the point of where you are. You didn't get that far to lose focus at this point over something silly like that, over a distraction.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, man. Yeah, facts. Absolute facts. So yeah, I mean, people have to learn to live at a scale level until they can, juggle things or add things to their plate. I know I'm learning. I'm still learning. There's things,
I mean, that's life though. You learn every day. You know what I'm saying? You learn something new every day. I mean, but we in this ball till you fall era, not even era, because I mean that's been the motto. And I'm trying to live and be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, I'm at the point now though where just going to the daggone grocery store is a highlight of my day. Real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not on. So I mean, granny, I'm trying to be on that millionaire status, but it's like, and yeah, I wouldn't mind growing the bank account after that, but I'm not trying to live for status purposes.
Me neither. I'm looking for permanent change and generational sustainability.
That part. Sustainability and stabilization. A good foundation to be on. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the financial fuckery is on its way down and out.
Right on.
You know what I mean? We keep hearing about it. People call it different things. Digital reset. There's a financial reset. Yeah. And it's funny because those with the ill-gotten gain always are the first to find the next wave and next move to jump first. You know what I mean? And they get theirs and then they make the law say you can't get yours the same way.
Right.
Right. So
exactly. But shit, it's been that way for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A long time.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the NFT marketplace, schwebelroom.com.
Thanks. Like, share, and subscribe. Or appreciate the new subs and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
Continue to support, please.
Word up. Feel free to jump in them comments.
Donate, support, like, share, subscribe, comment, hate. We take it all. And
we give it back too, except for the hate. Except
that's
the
pointless.
Hate.
Yeah, that's a
except the hate. But I mean, we'll jump in the comments for sure. We jump back in there with you. Indeed. For sure.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. This has been another episode of that deep dive dialogue. Diving in deep with you. I mean, I hope y'all like this episode. I mean, we try to come with something for y'all every week. You know what I'm saying? Something palatable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna get more better.
Yeah, we just climbing
uphill.
I mean, the deeper we go, the more we climb. If you can get, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You did.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, but it's been another one of them joints.
Yes,
Hope y'all
indeed.
enjoyed it. For sure. Once again, until next week.
Diving Deeper Dialogues podcast. The views and opinions expressed by myself and the Splash Specialists
For
are
sure.
not necessarily those that reflect the Schwebel room as a whole. Old
Right
Man
on.
Ally, Bob the Great, Eddington Bear.
And everything is always alleged
Alleged, supposed,
for entertainment / educational purposes.
yeah.
For sure.
And I'm losing my screen.
And on that note, 2 fingers
One
and
love.
one love.
Love, peace, and
We
hair
out.
grease.
And beard